Championships, we turn our attention now to the men's team final. The Chinese are formidable in this respect, a great tradition of power in the sport and of innovation. The Chinese have been the building blocks of gymnastics, success throughout time. It is the subject of Chalk Talk with Carol Angela Orchard.
What we know about China mostly comes from history books, exotic tales of emperors and dragons. Less familiar is the modern history of the People's Republic of China. To some North Americans, this can appear to be a secret, mysterious society. In the world of sport, the communist Chinese have become wildly successful. The same holds true in artistic gymnastics. And although they may not always win the first prize, athletes trained in this country have had a major impact on the development of this sport. Their ongoing legacy of power, risk, and innovation put the proud Chinese on the cutting edge of gymnastics. It was 1979 when the Chinese national team made their debut at a world championship. A short 20 years, but at the outset, it was obvious the sport would revolutionize as a result of their presence. No pioneer had a greater impact than Li Ning, three-time Olympic gold medalist. He is a symbol of the immense power of Chinese gymnasts. The women are known as innovators. Fan Di startled the world on bars, stretched every conceivable limit. The Chinese expanded the realm of possibility. But it was up to Yang Bo to cross what was once a forbidden line. Fearless and exacting, the Chinese set incredibly challenging standards. Consistency became a part of the Chinese package. The great Li Shaoxuang gave the first indication at the Olympics in Barcelona with machine-like precision. Daring entered into the picture. It was brought into focus by Mo Hulan at the '95 World Championships. This was a salto that few others would even consider. With borders challenged, there are sometimes roadblocks. Liu Xuan's one-armed giant was frowned upon by the judges, but the Chinese enthusiasm for invention remains undaunted. And in Atlanta, an Olympic all-round championship for Li Shaoxuang, evidence of a coming of age. And the cycle begins early in China. These people guarantee gymnastics will never stay the same for long.
And here is the next generation of elite Chinese gymnasts, 17-year-old XIng Aowei, and he is the national pommel horse champion.
China walked into podium training, which is the only chance athletes have to practice on the competition equipment. 20 minutes is allotted. They were finished pommel horse in 5 minutes. 6 guys, one routine after the other, nailed. Quite frankly, it intimidated the rest of the world, so I don't have any doubts in their ability on this event.
The object here, how long can you ride the horse? How many gears can you change? And XIng Aowei's got it all for China. Crowd loves him here. Just 17 years old, but he's got it going on the pommel horse.
He is quite a character, provides a lot of humor for this team, but during performance time, very serious. This is a struggle for most gymnasts. Scissors, it's a required element during pommel horse.
Well, a great score on the horse for XIng Aowei, 9.725, as the Chinese get a good start. Here's a veteran, 25-year-old Vitali Roudnitski of Belarus. This is the team of the legendary Vitali Sherbo, also of Ivana Vankov, the reigning world champion.
And you just know, training side by side with talent like that, it has to inspire everyone on the team. Had a beautiful opening front tumbling line. Double layout punch front half. Very smooth, classic style. Now this is something we're going to see a lot of. Pommel horse work on floor. Extremely valuable in the judges' eyes.
And it's difficult for Roudnitski because he had to suffer through a fractured elbow at one point in his career, but has come back nicely and been a strength of this Belarusian team.
Side pass, 1.5, punch front. Now this is no longer a required element, but when you do a Y scale that beautifully, it certainly will impress the judges. Last tumbling line, full twisting double tuck, and that is .1 for being out of bounds.
Notice the absence of music on a men's floor routine, but the chanting crowd, and needless to say, they're behind China all the way here at the People's Sports Center.
Very classy first line. Front layout, front full, front 1.5, right into the corner, keeps it in.
Even with the step out, 9-5-1-2 for Roudnitski of Belarus. Over to the vault, the Americans and the exciting Blaine Wilson.
Oh, he is the spark of this team, and he is on fire on this event. That's a rocher, and probably the best landing you can hope for on this tough vault.
Notice his right shoulder is bandaged. That may come into play in later apparatus, but on the vault, he's got all kinds of power.
2 saltos before he comes back down to earth. The impact of that landing is phenomenal. He demonstrates such strength, watch his legs, really absorbs every ounce of impact.
10th all around at the World Championships 97, 9-7-2-5 on the vault. Alexei Bondarenko, the young hope of Russia.
Truly a 6-event athlete. Well-held strength positions. His small stature is really a benefit on this particular apparatus. Laid out Gozogi, tucked Gozogi, and there's the critical part right there. Can you swing and then stop on a dime?
Russian men were 3rd in Switzerland at the last World Championships. Bondarenko was silver all around. Perfect dismount.
Really perfect spot. He actually kicks his out. Most athletes will pike it down. Pulls up to a planche. Showing the judges no pain here. I can hold this all day. Effortless. Uprise to L-sit.
He's got high hopes here in China. 21-year-old Alexei Bondarenko, 9-6-3-7 on the rings. After the first rotation, the Chinese men jumped to an early lead. Power on the pommels has them ahead of Korea and the United States, the Olympic champs from Russia back in 6th. The World Gymnastics Championships from Tianjin, China will continue on CBC Sports Saturday.